Part 2. Claude to Pierre. My dear friend, though we only know each other a short while, you and I have one aim in common. You wish your sister Claire to run off with me, and I wish to run off with your sister Claire. What stands in the way, my new friend? A certain man, fortunate enough to be born under the star of urine. But you must know, I have a friend at the royal court, one Robert the clerk, a boyhood chum who has spent many an hour with me, drunk in various taverns around the town. It is good to see you.
Which one of you is speaking?
You,
the middle one.
You are drunk even now, while on duty at the royal palace.
It's the French way.
It is no strange decision, then, that you were made steward of the king's piss pot, in charge of all the piss boys.
Yes, it's a very lofty duty, as you know, and of course, I handle my fiefdom with aplomb.
My friend Robert, I need a favor.
What do you think, Claude?
You have a certain piss boy here.
Well, we have several.
Yes, the one who rises amongst them all to be the #1 piss boy.
Martin,
Yes.
a true prodigy. You know, his family's, the Les Petites, have held the esteemed position of #1 piss boy for half a century. Why, they're practically like family to me.
I need him destroyed. I need you to shame him and disgrace him and dismiss him from his position, Robert.
For you?
Yes.
Of course. You know what? Truthfully, those Les Petites have been eyeing my seat for the last 2 generations, trying to come after my heraldry over the piss pots. As if they were good enough to manage the piss pots. No! That is my job. Robert!
That is the Robert I know and love. He summoned Martine at once.
Martine.
Ah, Robert.
I see you are doing your job excellently today.
I hid behind a curtain so as not to be observed.
I have a most esteemed duty for you today.
Yes, of course.
In fact, it regards duty. I'm afraid that you're going to have to fill in on the backside of business today.
Well, it was a shameful demotion.
With respect, Robert, I have always manned the front lines. I'm no rear guard.
Well, there's been some rumbling from the crown chambers, the gilded hall, if you know what I mean, that perhaps you are not made out for the front lines anymore. Your head seems distracted and not at all in the game. Could there be something going on in your household that is making you look too highly? Why, I heard the king even said you dared look him in the eye.
You know that I would never
Well,
look him in the eye.
I don't know anything.
Oh, Pierre, it was delicious to see him grovel and beg for his
But
job.
sir, I've just had a new child. I need this work. Please.
Don't worry.
he said.
The kitchen scraps will still be available to your family.
And so, my friend, part one has been accomplished. I now leave it to you to employ your brilliance and further alienate your sister from your father. Your friend, Clop. Monsieur Pierre Mouton, to my dear sister. Oh, Claire. Oh, Claire. Dear sister, I wish to tell you the conversation that I had with my father, for you know I love you oh so very much. I shall tell you about it. I met him, of course, at the church confessional.
Here you go, honey.
Ah, thank you, Caroline.
That woman was with him again.
Make sure you confess what you did last night.
I shall.
I was hiding inside of the father's area. The father was confuzzled. Papa. Hello.
That voice is familiar. Father?
It's your son!
What is the meaning of this?
Papa, are you aware that Monsieur Martin Lapetit is no longer his boy?
No longer. This way.
Oh, no.
What position does he take?
Well, he takes the rear now.
Oh!
Yes, Papa.
Oh!
You heard it.
Oh! Why? Why, Lord, would you do such a thing to my family, to my daughter?
Well, there is nothing to fear, my dearest Papa.
Where's the holy water? I must pray. I must pray.
Papa, listen to me. You must not fear. You were worried about your legacy, yes?
Yes, of course, but who to take it?
Oh, but Papa, I have had a child as well.
You?
Yes.
With Celeste?
Yes. He is brittling 8.5 pounds bigger than her son.
My love, is it time to introduce?
Yes, my dearest, show him the boy.
We named it after you.
Yes.
Not it. I love my child.
His name shall be Henri.
Yes. It's his name, Henri Mouton, Papa. Just like you.
Then, my lord, this be the answer for which I have called for. Ah, he resembles me. What a boy, and what a boy.
Papa. So now, as you can see, there is no reason to be angry at my sister.
You are correct, for it is you that will take the family's name and be my heir. You will bring honor to our family, and never shall I have someone in the lowly position of poop boy to take over ever. Then we shall have a celebration. Tomorrow night I shall arrange it all in the main hall of the estate. Yoli!
And so, my dearest sister, you see, you no longer have a place in my chateau. And so I hope that you and your lover boy are free to disappear forever. And I shall never live in your shadow again. Your brother, Monsieur Mouton.
Madame Claire to Mademoiselle Marie. I am angry. I am frustrated. I am betrayed by my own brother, by my own father. I have nothing left in this world but my beautiful son and a chamber pot of a husband. Marie, I could hardly bear it last night at the celebration to christen the new child of my brother and his wife. Everyone was there, dancing, having a marvelous time, and there I was, standing next to the man I chose to be with.
And now, I do declare this boy officially the Mouton.
I'm a grandma!
Caroline,
Oh, thank you.
will you, daughter Claire, come and embrace your brother in congratulatory manner?
Yes. Come, congratulate me. I am ready.
It is customary for the sister to kneel and kiss the ring upon his left hand.
I cannot do it!
What is the meaning of this?
Now, Claire, don't cause a stir.
You back away.
Your stench sickens me.
Oh, I hear murmurings.
You see, Papa? You see, Papa?
I see and I hear and I smell.
That is no way for a wife to treat her husband.
Speak for yourself. What do you have to say?
Papa, it is not fair that you are now favoring brother when you favored me all my life. It is not fair.
I understand your frustration, my dear. But you must know that it is written, it is the way of the family. The one who can carry the name with the most honor and respect shall be the one who is the heir. And you no longer have that position because of your husband. If only you were with another man, perhaps, but that be not the case.
Mère Marie, I saw all of my choices flash before my eyes.
Martin, when you are ready, I'm ready.
Marie, I felt sick to the pit of my stomach. I looked at my brother and his wife. Two people I thought were my family, but instead had an evil glint in their eye. I looked at my stepmother. She was sweet, but so dumb. I didn't have to look at my husband, I just smelled him enough. Marie, I regret it all. The only good that has come from this is my son. I fear that if I were to run away today, no one would miss me.
You should run away today, my sister. No one will miss you. Go with him. Look at me. Go with him. He waits for you upon the stables. He has 2 horses. Leave with your son.
So, Marie, you can find me packing my bags, gathering up my sweet little boy, Martine, and contemplating whether it is worth to risk it. Your dearest friend, Claire.
Marie to Celeste. Celeste, my heart is hurt. I am so afraid right now for our dear Claire. I went to go find her. She was packing. I need to tell you what happened. I found her once again at a church. Claire.
Marie.
This is the perfect place to talk. It's quiet. Please, I must tell you something. Your letter scared me. I was so afraid that you were going to do something that you might regret later, so I need to tell you about myself. I too, a long time ago, was married. I know you don't believe that, but I had an affair, and I had a child. And you can see where I am now. I am alone. You don't see that child, do you?
Where is he?
He's grown up now. He wants nothing to do with me. His name is Robert. But you see, darling, I made mistakes that I regret. And I don't want to see you do that. I can see you doing what I did. And you need to follow your heart. And you've yet to say what that is.
My heart belongs to Claude. It has always belonged to Claude.
And go to him. And don't look back. Or you will end up like this, alone. Celeste, I fear that I may not have reached her in that moment, but I thought it would be best to tell her what happens when you don't follow your heart. And I don't know that I did the right thing, Celeste. Perhaps you should stay with Martine and live the life that everyone expects, but perhaps I'm living my life through her, but I don't know. I think I'll just go to bed. Yours, Marie.
Celeste to my dearest love, Pierre. My dear, it seems we have not been able to talk very much since we've been with child. I do miss your touch. Perhaps later on tonight when our baby's asleep. And if you're not too angry with me after I tell you this story. You know how much I love you and am so loyal to you. But I do also love my friend Claire. And so I met with Claude to see if I could help the situation. We met at the hoedown. It was a lovely affair. I need to get a workout in after the pregnancy. Hi there.
Hello, my lady.
Nice to see you.
I must confess, I am still a bit heartbroken, yet nonetheless a good hoedown always serves to lift my spirits.
He did seem in better spirits and quite full of some spirits as well.
Would you like a mug of ale?
I shouldn't. I'm nursing.
What brings you to a hoedown unattended by your husband?
I was actually hoping to see you here. I heard you
with the hoedowns.
I'm the biggest hoe that's down.
Yeah. So, have you seen Claire lately?
I have not. But I understand poor fortune has befell upon her husband.
It has.
And that good fortune has fallen upon you.
It has, and I am so grateful. And Claire is not happy. She's lost everything. And I happen to know that you and my dear husband has had something to do with that. And while I admit that I have benefited immensely from this, there is one thing that is missing. And that's you. Are you not just trying to create despair in her life? Where is the love?
Don't you see that I was willing to give her everything? She rejected me!
And now you've created space for you to come and be with her, but you have yet to show up.
I am biding my time, madame. But trust me, I have every intention of winning back, if not the love, at least the company of my Claire and that child.
Well, you better hurry, because she is in dire straits, and me and my dear friend Marie are worried about her.
Fear not, my lady. My plan has come to fruition, for tonight I make my move.
Tonight?
This very night.
Okay. Is there anything we can do to assist?
Yes, I shall arrange for Claire to meet me in the lime garden.
She does love limes.
It would be helpful if you and your husband would be hiding behind the small grove, singing sweet tunes in order to create an atmosphere of romance.
How lovely. Okay, I can do that.
If you will find some way of convincing Claire to be at the lime garden tonight in 12 minutes.
12 minutes. So you do see, my dear, I had to hurry off and write you this letter because we are needed in about 6 minutes of time. So put on your pants, go find a babysitter, and get to the lime grove immediately. Yours truly, your love, Celeste.
Monsieur Mouton to Monsieur Agnon. Monsieur Agnon, it is quite silly that I have to recount the very events that you were present in yourself. But I shall either way. You see, we all were there in her lime garden, waiting for her to arrive.
Are you sure she's going to arrive?
I just told Marie. I met with her, and Marie has gathered a plan to have her show up.
I have known her my entire life, monsieur. And my...
She comes.
Go.
My lady.
Claude,
Do you hear the melody of love wafting on the winds?
it was as if the trees were singing it themselves.
Yes, believe if we listen closely, we'll hear it again. Never have the winds wafted more wonderfully.
Her hands were shaking, as you know, Monsieur Claude.
Claire, I know it has been a winding road that brings us here together, but things being as they are, can you not see fit to love me?
You said.
Claude, I do love you.
She replied.
Say it again.
I love you.
I saw a drip of sweat drip through your forehead, straight through your nose, and drip onto your cravat.
Forgive me, a drip of sweat from my nose to my cravat.
My dear, you seem nervous, as if you have a secret.
My only secret is that there is a coach and four waiting just behind the bend in the road. Come with me at once. Come with me. Bring our child, and let us have the life that we so richly deserve.
You walked to the coach, my dear friend, and we followed you, singing melodically. We were hidden behind the wheel.
Coachman! Coachman!
A burly man stepped forth. He climbed upon the horse as if he knew the horse and rode.
My dear,
It was uncomfortable for us.
Quite the bumpy ride.
yes, we shall have the life that I have always dreamed of, my dear. But tell me, are you truly happy? Oh, I can see in your eyes that you are. I can see in your rose-petal lips. Our child shall grow up to know nothing of the Sturm and Drang of his poor childhood. All he should know is that he is the most loved child in the world.
That he is.
And so, monsieur, I write to you this letter as I know you and my dear sister have traveled to the Netherlands together. And I wish upon you a happy life far, far away from me. Yours truly, Monsieur Mouton.
Claude, to Jean-Paul. Jean-Paul, I write this letter from a cave in the mountains of the Netherlands, where I lie bloody and broken and bruised, clinging to dear life, with no recourse but to write this letter on a tear of my white shirt and with my own blood. Oh, but let me back up and tell you the horrible tale of how I ended up in this horrific state. There we were, Claire and I in the coach, when suddenly a band of Netherlandian pirates surrounded the coach. Get out! What is it? Coachman, what is on?
Aha! We've captured the good one here.
Yes,
Who are you, sir?
I've been on it the whole time.
Off! Off! They were three of the most horrific land pirates I had ever seen.
They just call us thieves usually.
This one is quite fair and beautiful. She's with child.
Many fetching jewelry that she has.
Yes, and that child is worth much.
Let's ransom her, huh?
Unhand her at once, or I shall destroy you all!
Let's stuff them in that cave way up in the mountain.
They dragged me to the cave and gratuitously beat me further.
Let us take her now.
And so they took her and they put her and my child into their land.
Set her down.
Oh, you'll be happy with us, my dear.
6 weeks passed, and slowly but surely she earned their favor and their respect.
That chili you made was delicious.
Yes.
So glad.
Indeed, Claire's was sublime.
Oh, and
Until-
next we will have our dancing lessons.
I made a ratter for the wee one.
Oh, so kind.
The dancing lessons were joyous events that lasted for hours into the night.
And about face? Oh, this
And
looks like
finally, Jean-Paul, believe it or not, my sweet Claire became the leader of the band of thieves.
I brought you some more booty, madam.
what you did to that woman that we captured yesterday was just brilliant.
Ah, yes.
I've never seen so much blood.
And I had gone back to your estate, madame, to bring your final items of luxury, and there was a note here addressed to you.
Oh, dare I say, open it.
It's from a Mr. Robert.
Open it faster.
It reads, "My dear Claire, for I am the one who was forced and tricked and made to have Martin become the poop boy
By who?
by
He said my name, and as he uttered the name Claude, I saw my sweet love's face cave in.
My cool.
must be okay. Who is this? What is this meaning of this, my queen?
Do you remember when you met me in the carriage and you kidnapped me and said you were going to hold me for ransom?
Aye.
And you beat up the man that I was with?
Aye.
That is Claude.
She explained.
For you see, my life was falling to pieces. My husband's job had been demoted. My family turned against me. And this letter shows that it was all by Claude's doing. He ruined my life so that I could think that he was the only one to save it.
Suddenly, Jean-Paul, I saw a strength, a stamina, a mettle within that woman that I had never seen before. She positively roared like a lioness. Sadly, at that point, she noticed my eyeball in the crevice of the wall. She stormed out of the den. She saw me. She grabbed me by the lapel of my coat and beat me gratuitously. Until at last, I fled, begging for her forgiveness and yet receiving nothing but these final words of scorn.
I will never love you.
And so, Jean-Paul, in disgrace, I crawled back to my cave, and I shall take this blood-soaked fabric and trust that if I throw it into the woods, perhaps some wild beast will find it and hopefully deliver it to you. Your sorry friend, Claude.
Jean-Paul to Claude. Per your request, my friend, I write to you after these many years to recount to you that moment when you, a haggard man, stumbled into a wedding. A wedding, of course, between the son of Claire and Martine. It was a regal affair, all the people about. Their son, now at the age of 18, with long black locks and adorned in red cape, and you, appearing as nothing more than a homeless man, watching as the life that you longed for so many years unveiled before your eyes, as he, a proud boy, displayed his birthmark to all and proclaimed,
I am the #1 piss boy!
I, as the officiant, glanced across the wedding to see your sorry face through a glazed window. You attempted to stumble in, and that is when people looked upon you with such scorn and dismay. None remembered your face, and they only saw a vagrant.
Who is this man at my wedding? I thought my bride was to walk down soon.
Your once
Someone take him
beloved
away.
brother took you by the arm.
Brother, take him by the arm.
He knelt you down and lambasted you. In such a way I'd never seen before. And then he said words as well.
This man looks familiar. Yes!
My love! It is you!
Claude,
Yes, it is I, Claude.
Such ferocity I had never seen a woman strike a man's face.
Well done, Mama.
let us get our son married, shall we?
Yes, but you know, in a way, looking upon this foul creature, laid low from his once former glory, the man who once almost successfully tore our family apart, well, it fills me with the utmost gratitude. Why, in a sense, if it hadn't been for him, we may all not be here today. If I hadn't been demoted to poop boy all those many years ago, well, I may have just continued to rest on my laurels and enjoy the station of my good name, granted only to me by the seats of my forefathers. For truly I stood on the shoulders of those giants as #1 piss boy. But when I was demoted, I learned the value of hard work, and now I pass on to my son the values of that hard work, that he may become piss boy through the merits of his own efforts, and not just his family name. Why, my dear Claire, if you had not become the captain of those land pirates and come storming back into town on your land boat, that some may also known as coach or carriage, and, well, using them to help reunite with your father and make peace with your brother in some form or fashion, though he still stands there making his faces.
It only brought us closer and more in love.
Ah, joyous. And I, too, have news to share. Being very, 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 very old now.
Extremely old, Grandpa. It's unusual.
I'm 103.
A miracle.
My Cavaline is with child.
Truly a miraculous day.
I'm gonna be a mommy.
And so, Claude, you could take it no longer, and so you crept on hand and knee down to that pond where you'd met her so long ago, where the ducks no longer quacked, and you were alone, except for I, behind a tree, where you made the proclamation that you would return to the career that was looked upon so lowly.
Yes, I shall return to the career that was looked upon so lowly, that of rear guard.
And, per your request, I write this all down. I know not why you wish to torture yourself with these memories, but that is the way of the rear guard. Jean-Paul.
And so, my dear reader, I give you these letters so that you may know my shame and learn from my mistakes. All of the other people in our tale lived happily for 3 months when a fire razed the town and killed them all, except for Jean-Paul, who went insane and was imprisoned for petty theft. I alone have been cursed to live, but if one person in the future, some 276 years from now, reads these letters, learns from my mistake, and loves truly, but within propriety, then I will have my purpose served. The end. My friends, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. I have one more surprise for you tonight. It's a wig! Yes, the whole time it was a wig. I know. Friends, thank you so much for being here. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater. This is the first night of our final weekend of performances of My Dearest Love. We're back here tomorrow night, Saturday night, and then a Sunday matinee. If you had a good time, come back, see it again. It's always brand new, always improvised, and all based on your suggestions. Our next show in July is Spontaneous Soap, a full-length improvised play in the style of a 1950s classic soap opera, and each of the 8 performances will continue the story the way soap operas did. So that's in July. Look for it on the internet, and come on back and see us in July. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We rely very heavily on the generosity of our patrons. If you have a couple of bucks and you wouldn't mind throwing it in that box on your way out, we'd appreciate it very much. Or if you want to write us a great big check, go ahead and grab one of those envelopes and send it to us in the mail. We'd appreciate that very much as well. If you have a friend in the cast and you want to say hello, we'll be out back by the stage door in about 10 or 15 minutes. Thank you again for being here. Have a wonderful night. We love you.